All right, this is a tutorial on how to create a false pan action picture. You are going to be using 3 different photos, and one of them is going to be the one that we do together. So the other 2 photos you will choose on your own. You can use iPhone pictures or pictures you've taken on the DSLR cameras in class. It's up to you, but the photo needs to be an action shot. So there needs to be someone running, jumping, it can be an animal, whatever you want, but it needs to be in focus, meaning there's no blur motion at all. So it's a freeze action shot because we are going to be creating a false blur, so it can't already be blurry. So we're going to start with this one. So go ahead and save this picture however you save it to the computer. You can right click, save image, or download it however you do it. And then we're going to go over to Photopea. So on Photopea, I have it open. You can do File Open, or if it's down at your downloads bar at the bottom, you can click and drag it onto the artboard and it should pull itself up. So the tool that we're going to be using is over here in the toolbar. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 down for me. It might have this on it just already, so it's on the magic wand right now, but if you click and hold down, we are using the quick selection. So the quick selection tool, it helps select pixels that look like they go all together, and you'll see that it just creates a selection and we can do a number of things. And so we're just going to select our dog. So if you are on the quick selection, just start clicking inside this dog. So you can see it's collecting the little info, and see if it collects too much, go ahead and do Command Z on the Macs or Control Z on the PCs if it collects too much information. So we'll do that. We'll bring that back a little bit, and I will just start. It might give me a little bit of trouble. Okay, so say this happens to you. This is where we are going to use another tool that will help us a little bit. So I am going to switch up here at the top. There's a plus mark and a minus mark. So I'm going to click this little minus mark and I'm going to bring this in just a little bit. Okay, so you can see I have a lot of what I want, but it's not perfect. So that was the plus mark to bring it back in. Now I'm going to show you how to make it even more precise. So up here in there's a little search bar, we are going to look up quick mask mode. So go ahead and type in quick mask mode in the search bar, or some people might have it down here. It looks like a rectangle with a circle in it. You can go ahead and click that, or if it's not down there, you search it and just press enter. And we are going to, it's going to put us, I'll click this, it's going to put us in quick mask mode right now. You'll know because all of the red area. So we're going to define and refine our edges. So to zoom in, you're going to do on the Mac, it's Command plus, or on the PC, it's Control plus. So we want to get all these details. So we want to get rid of, right now, the red means everything that is not selected, and all the regular color is everything that is selected. So we're going to focus on everything that we want selected. So everything we want selected, we're going to use the eraser tool. So if you click E on your keyboard, you can switch the eraser tool, or you can just click it manually over here in the toolbar. So our eraser, if we go through, and you can change the size with the brackets on your keyboard. If we go through, we're going to erase all the red areas on the dog that we want to be selected. So I'm going to go through and do that. So say on accident I go off, like, whoops, I didn't want that selected, but now it's selected. You're actually going to switch to your brush tool. So over here, the brush tool, and I can change the size of my brush. I can go through and fix that, and that basically deselects an area. And then you're just going to go through the whole thing and just refine all of those edges that you want selected. So I'll just go through, select all that. That's not very perfect. So it takes me a while. So I have a version that I already finished and is ready to go. So say you're ready to go. You've selected everything you need. So you're to this point. You need to get out of quick mask mode. So I am going to down here. Right now it's selected. We're in quick mask mode. You're going to click that. We're going to get out of quick mask mode, and you should have this dotted line around the area. If you realize that there's still things that you want to fix, then you can go back into quick mask mode and continue fixing it. But I'm just, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna just do this kind of quick. Okay, so I have my dog selected, and now what we're gonna do is currently the inside of the dog is selected, but we're going to invert it so the outside of the picture is selected. So this will make sense in just a second. We're basically going to create a false blurriness to the outside of the dog, but the dog will be in focus. So up at the top, we're gonna go to select, and we're going to click inverse. So now you should have a dotted line around the dog, but also around the edge of the picture. That means everything else is selected except the dog. So the next step, we are going to go to the top at filter. We're going to go down to blur, and we're going to go to motion blur. And we'll toggle with this. You can make this as blurry as you want, but it's giving the illusion of a pan action photo. And you can see if you're doing it right, your dog should still be in focus. So then maybe I do it about that much, and then I click OK. And then all these lines are still, all the selection is still there. So to get out of that, on a Mac, you'll do Command D. On a PC, you'll do Control D to deselect. And then we have our picture. So we have our false pan action picture. So once you're done, you're going to do File, Export as a JPEG, and then you can turn in your picture here to this submission, false pan action submission. And you're going to do this again. You'll turn in the dog one we just did, and then you're doing your own 2 other action photos.